Okay, 7.1. We're talking about polynomials. Poly meaning many, nomial meaning name, so many names, many terms. Uh, a monomial is like a single number by itself, a letter by itself, uh, a letter being exponentialized, um, a number multiplying an exponent. All this stuff goes together, so that is a monomial, one term by itself. Okay? A binomial is when it's separated by a plus or a minus. 6 plus x, that's a binomial. 6a cubed minus 4a squared, that is a binomial. Bi meaning two, right? If I added a third one, plus 2a, then that is a trinomial. Tri means three. So you've got monomial for one, binomial for two, trinomial for three. Okay. Okay, now that we've got the terminology out of the way, we're going to go 4x plus y minus 2x plus 5y plus 1. We're going to combine like terms and simplify this down to its simplest form. Okay. Why didn't I think to turn this laptop earlier? It's very silly of me. 4x and 2x are similar terms because they're both multiplying an x. So 4x minus 2x gives us 2x. Plus y plus 5y adds together for 6y. And then this 1 is over by itself as a number. And we see that this was a trinomial all along. 2x plus 6y plus 1. And that's it. We're done. There's nothing else to do there. All right, here's a big threatening looking one. We've got 3 r squared z plus 5 rz squared plus 10 r squared z minus 2 r squared z. This term right here, r squared z, adds to this one and this one, but not this one. It does not add. I'm going to do with check marks. Check, check, check. They add together. This does not. Because this rz squared is different from r squared z. And I'll show you why. Let's say r was 2 and z was 3. R squared z would equal 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 is 12. Rz squared would equal 3 times 3 is 9 times 2 is 18. So inputting the same numbers, we output two different numbers. So r squared z and rz squared are different. So to combine them, we've got to go 10 r squared z minus 2 r squared z. 10 minus 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. So 11 r squared z plus 5 rz squared. And it was a binomial all along. All right, looks like they also want us to do evaluating polynomials in this lesson. So if they give us h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 35t plus 5. All right, I'll read you the little blurb. It says, a basketball is shot into the air from a height of 5 feet with an initial speed of 35 feet per second. The basketball shot is represented by this polynomial equation, where h is the height of the basketball at t seconds. What's the height of the basketball at 2 seconds? So you don't have to really care about any of what it said. You just have to look at the numbers it gave you. So it gave you this polynomial, h of t equals 16t squared plus 35t plus 5. And then it asked you, what is h at t seconds? And when t equals 2 seconds. So you're just going to take, it's negative 16. You're going to take 2 and put it in for t in both those t areas right there. So t squared is 2 squared is 4. So 16 times 4 is 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4. 64. 64, negative 64, because this term is negative, right? This term is negative, so I'm going to keep that negative. 35 times 2 is 70. Okay, plus 5. So that's 75 minus 64. That's 1, and that's 1. So it's 11 feet up. After 2 seconds, that's 11 feet in the air. So all we did was take 2 and put it in for t, and then solve t for 2. Next up in this lesson, we've got adding polynomials, which we kind of did a little bit of earlier, but now we're adding this trinomial to this trinomial. Okay? So 4x plus 6x is 10x. 5x squared plus 3x squared is 8x squared. 1 minus 1 and plus 4, that's just 4 minus 1, is 3. So to rearrange this in the order we normally do it, we put the x squared first. You always put the highest exponent the furthest to the left. So 8x squared plus 10x plus 3. And then we're done. Next, we're going to do subtracting a polynomial. So they give us 6x squared plus 5 plus 3x. And then they give us 4 minus 7x plus 2x squared. I'm not going to do it in that order. I'm going to rearrange the order so that I can put them under the things they are the same as. But first, before I do that, 4 minus 7x plus 2x squared. This is what we're looking at, and it's a minus. So if I do minus, then I'm going to have to do like this, okay, distribute it in. So I'm going to go minus 4 minus a negative 7x means plus 7x minus 2x squared. Okay, does that make sense? Minus 4 minus a negative gives me a positive. Minus that is that. Okay, now that it's arranged, I go 6x squared minus 2x squared is 4x squared. And I want this x to be next, right? Because of the way we arrange polynomials. 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 10x. And then 5 minus 4 is 1, plus 1. There you go. 4x squared plus 10x plus 1.